Are you looking to start a for-profit business but want to share the profits with your community? Over the next 5 minutes, I'll help you decide whether you should set up your business as a for-profit or as a nonprofit. Hey, I'm Dan Johnson, and I have helped early-stage nonprofits raise over $3 million, and I've helped over 30 entrepreneurs launch their nonprofit dream. Now, what we're doing today is talking about something that's a little bit tricky, which is starting a nonprofit business. If you just want the goods, you can get my full for-profit versus nonprofit guide below by dropping the word me. For now, let's give you the top 5 things to consider. Thing number 1, purpose. Why are you starting this entity? Is it primarily to make money for yourself and for the people around you? Or is it primarily to benefit the community? Why is it important to answer this question? Because all of the laws, the taxes, the benefits, and the expectations built around both are built around which purpose you are pursuing. If you are primarily looking to fund yourself and the people around you, there's nothing wrong with that. But our laws are designed to help for-profit businesses do that. As a result, there are significantly less restrictions on how you run your organization, what you can sell, where you can sell, and who you can sell it to that allow you to run an efficient for-profit. It does come with the drawback of having to pay federal and state income taxes, and in many states also property taxes. But it is a lot cheaper to set up. You can get an LLC for $100 to $300, and it is a lot easier and more efficient to run if your goal is to make money for yourself and the people around you. If you're looking to execute a mission, however, there are a lot of things both in our laws, in our tax law, and in our society that we have set aside to help those who are primarily mission driven. So you have to ask yourself, what is the purpose here? Is it primarily to make money for myself and I want to help my community? Or is it primarily to advance a mission? And if I benefit as well, that would be great. The number 2 thing to consider is ownership. Businesses can be single owner or sole proprietor, which means that you make all the decisions, you're in charge, and you decide what goes where. However, nonprofits are required to have 3 board members to split power evenly among 3 different people, at least, if not more. That means more group decision making. That means a little bit more governance challenges. If you are primarily going to be mission driven, you need to do that. If you're primarily going to be profit driven, that may be a challenge. Number 3 is nonprofits have conflict of interest requirements. What is a conflict of interest requirement? Because nonprofits are mission driven and not designed primarily to benefit the people who are running them, nonprofits are required to buy at what's called an arm's length, which means that issues can arise when purchasing things from a board member, from an owner, from an executive director, from anyone quote unquote in charge of the nonprofit. You will run into issues buying things from them. 4 is UBIT. UBIT is the most challenging part of running a earned income program as a nonprofit, which stands for Unrelated Business Income Tax. Now, what does that mean? That means that if you make over $1,000 in unrelated income as a nonprofit, and this only applies to nonprofits, then you will be taxed on that income coming into your organization. The question is, what makes the income unrelated? If, like most people think, you donate all of your funds to the nonprofit's causes, does that make the income related? No. You have a 2-part test. You need to both make the income and give all that income to the nonprofit's programs, but the actual selling of the products must advance the nonprofit's mission. So if you're an environmental organization, you have to sell, for example, sustainable products in order to advance your mission. You can't just sell toys or keys or whatever you wanted. You have to sell a specific set of products that only advances the mission of the organization. Then finally is dissolution. Dissolution means if you decide, hey, I'm done running this company, I'm done running this business. If it's a for-profit, then you can take all that money and you can put it into your pocket or whoever runs the organization's pockets. However, if it is a nonprofit, all of that money in the bank account must go to other nonprofit organizations. It is not designed to benefit the people who run it. This is not to say that you can't get hired as a nonprofit leader. This is not to say you cannot pay yourself. All of those things happen, but it is all primarily mission driven. So as you can see, you really need to make a choice as to whether you are going to be a profit-driven organization that also benefits and helps and engages in the community, or you're going to be a mission-driven organization that uses selling things as a way to sustain the organization. Make that choice, and that will help you a lot with this process. However, if you want a really in-depth choice, you can grab my for-profit versus nonprofit guide by dropping the word "me" below this video. And of course, stick around as I help you launch your dream nonprofit and raise your first $250,000.